blah 6 once again with EquesTron once again. And we have recently finished our watch through of all remaining 23 Bond films that we haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen. You've seen all of them.
Yeah. I've seen them all. You've seen them.
Yeah. Yeah, and suffice to say, a lot of them were not very impressive. But we shall see what goes to the top of the list and what will sink down to the bottom. Bottom, down. Alright, so for mine specifically, I got 5 unique tiers. We got 007, the top of the list, Q Branch, right under it, Aston Martin DB5, for films that are respectable and maybe I don't remember them entirely, but they're solid, but I just don't care for them as much. Shaken Not Stirred, lesser quality films, and then License to Kill, very bottom. So with some chicken and chips, I don't know what they call chicken tenders over in Britain or whatever, but yeah, I got some food. Let's do some fucking ranking, shall we?
Let's rank these.
Alright, beginning with the original Dr. No. Where would you put it?
See, if Elephant is S, Q Branch is A, Aston Martin is B. I personally think it's a good starter Bond movie, but it definitely has its first movie jitters, I suppose, where it has a lot of things to iron out with later films. And I understand its place in Bond history, because without it we wouldn't have had a Bond franchise. But it is a lot slower than most Bond movies. It is rough around the edges, so I would personally put it in Aston Martin.
Yeah, same. Exactly what yeah. Aston Martin right here. I do entirely agree. I look up these synopses. I got a refresher listening to people ranking them and getting some details that way. But even after that, and even after looking at the Wikipedia article, I could not remember a lot or most things about Dr. No, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe it's because I didn't watch it earlier in life. I just don't know. Alright, and next we have From Russia with Love. Let's see. What would you say about this one?
I definitely think it's a way more refined Bond movie. It did seem to work out some of the kinks of Dr. No. And it is also this one and the next one are the more popular of the Connery movies. And rightfully so, because they are more enjoyable. I would personally put it in Q Branch.
I do remember the scene on the I do remember that a lot of it took place on a goddamn train.
Yeah, I remember the final showdown was on the train.
Yeah, it was 30 minutes or more on the train where the bad guy was tricked into opening the booby trap briefcase and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can definitely if nothing else, it definitely goes high on Aston Martin tier, but
yeah, it's definitely like a high B, low, high Aston Martin, low Q Branch kind of thing.
Yeah, true. It's far better than Dr. No. That's for absolute certain. All right, and next, this one I actually remember more. Probably the most of the Connery films. It's Goldfinger.
Yeah, this one is definitely the more iconic of the movies of the Connery movies, and I think this one is really good. So I would personally put it in Q Branch.
Yeah. And this one is also has a lot of.
Just because it has a lot of the quintessential like Bond elements that kind of make its way into other films.
You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die.
Yeah.
And then the finale in Fort Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can argue low Q brands for this one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Oddjob with his funny hat and everything like that. So,
Oddjob with the funny hat, the golfing, undermining, and all that shit. Like just fucking with him in the golf course. Yeah. All right. Thunderball.
I think that's another, like, I remember, I do think it's good, but I think this one also, like, has a pacing issue, where it feels like it goes on longer than it should, especially when it gets, like, because this one's the one that has the underwater layer showdown, and it feels like it goes on forever, because everyone's moving in water motion. Everyone's moving underwater, so it looks kind of weird.
Is this the one with the guy wanting an underwater society, or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the one. It might be because I know there's a few underwater layer movies, Bond movies. There's definitely this one, and then there's one in a Roger Moore movie. But this one I remember like a big old like fight scene like underwater, and it just did not look like amazing. But it does have its fun moments. So I would also put it in like a low Aston Martin.
To steal nuclear atomic bombs. Yeah, I don't remember this one as much. It'll go between Russia with Love and Dr. No.
Yeah, it's
fine. Yeah, and then it's we're ignoring the quote unquote unlicensed Casino Royale, and also Never Say Never Again. So don't even bother asking about either of those.
You get a comment saying, "What about those? Goddamn, we told you."
All right. Next is You Only Live Twice, which I mentioned among other things was a better name for Skyfall than Skyfall, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah. This one is, I think it's a fine movie. You have Bond dressing up like a Japanese man, which is pretty funny. It's like we're gonna give you the best makeup we can, and they just give him like beer eyebrows. It's kind of stupid. And then I also didn't like that they killed off the main Bond girl and replaced her with just some random other Bond girl that just looks the same and is practically the same person.
Well, you know what they say, you only live twice.
Yeah, I know, right? It's and also it did feel like Connery was a little bit going through the motions at this point, because there's points where you could tell he's tired of the role.
Actually, I think I know what I think it wasn't Live and Let Die. It might have been no, I'm pretty sure the underwater utopia thing was a Moore film idea, yeah. I believe.
Yeah.
If you're right.
That does sound like more of a Moore movie.
Right.
Anyway, I would also kind of, but it's entertaining, but like I actually would personally put it in Shaken Mustard.
Yeah, this one definitely feels like it's just like, oh, you got spaceship and shit and stuff, and then we're already going to be going into that with Moonraker and other ones anyway, so.
Exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh, no, this isn't that. Wait. Is Diamond... Wait. I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember. Which one is the one where he has to be Japanese?
Yes, You Only Live Twice.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's definitely like really funny.
Yeah, but it's not very not super kosher. So I'll put it at the top of Aston Martin.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Okay, this one is actually pretty interesting. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the only film with Bond as The only film with Lazenby as Bond.
Yeah. I personally kind of love this one, and it is unfortunate Lazenby couldn't play Bond again, because I think he did do a really good job as Bond, and also like I think it's it's a movie that really keeps my interest. Like I love kind of the infiltration thing. I love that. I love the I love like that they tried to give him a more definitive look because this time, and I kind of love the tragic ending and all that stuff. I would personally put it in 007. It is one of my favorites.
Of the era, it is definitely the best one. Like, without question, it is the best of the Connery era.
Mm-hmm.
And Connery isn't even here to do it, so that's actually kind of sad.
I mean, I can even like imagine Connery in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Like it would definitely be a lot different if he was in it.
But yeah, higher than Goldfinger, highest one so far.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the final actual Connery film, Diamonds Are Forever, ever, ever.
This one's also fun. I think the most memorable thing about the movie is the diamond laser thing blowing things up, and they're like doing a montage of it blowing stuff up, and there's like this one shot where like they're like I'm gonna blow up something from China or something, and then as it's bringing a laser down on some guy, like he like looks like super calm, and then when he looks up, he like immediately just goes into full on panic mode before exploding. Like that was like one of the best thoughts I ever had the first time I saw it.
Oh, remember? This is the one with Plenty O'Toole.
Oh yeah, this is the one with Plenty O'Toole, and it's like of course you are.
And
it's another like enjoyable entry, but not like the best. So I'd probably put it in Aston Martin again.
I would actually say that I think the somewhat ridiculousness of it all, and like I am really sad that Plenty O'Toole didn't survive.
Yeah.
And the double Blofelds and everything like that. I think that's just enough to take it out of Aston Martin and put it at the bottom of, like, top of Aston Martin.
Okay.
All right, and now we go to the first Moore film, Live and Let Die. Excuse me. Live and let die down. Live and let die down.
It's definitely one of the more bizarre Bond movies, especially since it's the more. We haven't really scratched the surface of being bizarre just yet.
Yeah, this. Spoiler alert. This is my least favorite era of Bond. Period.
Yeah, it's like definitely the most. It's the least favorite, and also like the most mixed bag of them all. Like there's some ones that I'm like, oh yeah, those are pretty good, but others where I'm like, and this is one of those. And like I think it's just like a very weird movie. Like even back when I first saw it, it's like I'm not even looking at it through like a 2025 lens, but looking back on it like when first watching it, I'm like, this is a strange one.
This is what you call the first step of blaxploitation for Bond.
Yeah, it was like I stuck James Bond in a blaxploitation movie, and it was a very strange choice. The one thing I liked about it was the villain being inflated and exploding. But I personally put it in shaken, not stirred.
I agree wholeheartedly. And now we get to the film I think has the most wasted potential. The Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's fun. Like it does like I like Christopher Lee as the villain. I like the theme song. I like some of the stunts that it has the first appearance of the Hick cop. Rick No wait, I think Live and Let Die also had him. This is the second time. But you remember that Southern cop? Like, oh, goddamn, bound.
Yeah, that was because it was in America.
Had him, but he's also in this one. He's less obnoxious in Man with the Golden Gun because they knew when to get rid of him.
And yet they didn't know when to stop the little henchman guy.
Yeah. I did think the little henchman guy was actually really funny. Like, especially when he ends up being like the final one to overcome in the finale or the epilogue. I'd say for pure enjoyment value, I'd put it in low Aston Martin.
I would put it. Let's see. I think it's. I'll say between Russia with Love and You Only Live Twice. Well, no, actually. Well, actually, I think it's the highest Aston Martin so far because of Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to determine what do I like more.
What do I like more on this war movie?
I like the plan of I like the golden gun gimmick and everything. Yeah, okay. And then we get to Spy Who Loved Me, which I will say is done better later on, but we'll get to it. This is the one with Agent Triple X.
Yeah. Or they try to give him a more like, let's give him a spy, pretty much like a spy who has a romantic, another spy has a romantic interest, which is like cool. It has a good title, but like I don't remember a lot about it, honestly.
Let's see if I can.
Other than the two getting together at the end, which is like kind of par for the course with these Bond movies.
Oh, this is the one with the guy with the civilization under the sea.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember which more movie had it.
Yeah, but supposedly that was the inspiration for BioShock, but I mean, okay.
Everything's the inspiration for BioShock these days.
It was very good visually, but the fact that we're kind of struggling to go into further details on it is not a very good sign.
It's very telling.
Yeah, but it gets its just desserts, its dues. Above Russia with Love, below You Only Live Twice. And now we have the Star Wars ripoff. I mean Moonraker.
The Star Wars ripoff. actually like watching it, even like rewatching it. Like, I think this one's like, it is very stupid. It is very obviously made because to cash in on Star Wars. But there is a charm to it. Like it has a lot of like memorable aspects to it. Like Jaws getting her girlfriend at the end, the double take pigeon during the boat chase scene, like just Moonraker itself just having a big finale in space, which it's essentially becomes Thunderball in space. It's like, but it's a lot more fun visually because it's in space and you got laser guns and stuff like that. And then the villain getting sucked out in the space at the end is always like a lot of fun. I'd probably put it in like middle to sort of high Aston Martin for it.
This was like it was essentially the same plot as the last one, restarting the population only in space.
Yeah, space.
Oh, and this is when Jaws shows back up again.
Yeah, this is like his final appearance.
Yeah, I forgot where he was originally, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I got a waifu. I'm out of here.
I'm putting it below Live and Let Die.
Okay.
Alright. We got For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, more like For Your Memory Only, because I forget this one too.
Let me see if I can highlight some things about it. Well, Bond as he attempts to locate a missile command system while being targeted by a web of deception spun by a rival Greek smugglers alongside. What the fuck?
Is that the official synopsis?
Is this the one with the Fabergé egg?
No, I think that's Octopussy.
Just see, we're getting. Let me see cast. This one has the last name Columbo. If only if it actually was the actual Columbo. It's a smuggling ring of some kind. I think this was the. God, I don't know. I'm looking, and I. Oh, there's a parrot and what? Yeah, this one's the most unmemorable one. I'm looking at this and I ain't fucking remembering anything.
Like, we watched it and we were like, what happened?
Yeah, shaken not stirred below Moonraker. I can't fucking remember anything.
Yeah.
It was fucking egregious. I hadn't seen it. I wish I had seen it. Octopus Air.
Yeah, I put this in Shaken Not Stirred. I did not like this one.
This one.
I think it's a very boring movie. Despite its memorable title, the movie itself is not as good as the title is.
Okay, this is the one with the Fabergé egg in it.
Yeah. And this is the one where Bond dresses up like a clown to stop nuclear war and all that stuff.
Yeah, I would equate Roger Moore to a clown for sure. It's above For Your Eyes Only because I can actually fucking remember things about it.
Yeah, it's definitely above that.
I'll also put it above Moonraker, but only a little bit. Yeah. It's not very good, but yeah. And you'll notice we haven't had anything in. Well, I haven't had anything in 007 or License to Kill yet.
Yeah.
But this ain't gonna change it. It's A View to a Kill.
Yeah. I put this in Aston Martin primarily for Christopher Walken as the bad guy. And I think that the henchwoman he had was a lot of fun.
Yeah, despite Roger Moore being way too old to be playing Bond at this point, I actually kind of liked it a bit myself. Like, it was just like, oh, we're gonna fucking flood the entire, get rid of the water, cause an earthquake or natural disaster or whatever the fuck. You know, Christopher Walken, there was horses and all that shit. It was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah. Right. I think it's actually like one of the best of the Moore era.
Yeah, and that,
even though at this point he became a grandpa. At this point he was a grandpa.
All right. Above Thunderball and below From Russia with Love.
Mm-hmm. That works.
Yeah. All right, and now we actually finally get into the good shit with The Living Daylights, the first of the Dalton duology.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can actually don't even need to look at the Wikipedia article to remember this. Well, actually, I will say Living Daylights is the lesser memorable of the two.
Yeah, but it's also a good showcase to what kind of Bond they were going for with Timothy Dalton. I think Timothy Dalton is like probably my favorite Bond. But this one like has a little bit of pacing issues, but it is also still like a good one. I'd personally put it in Q Branch.
Yeah. There are definitely details that I don't quite remember, but like when I think back on it, I do remember enjoying my time with it. It was the first film we watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the first film you watch where you're like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah, because we watched Living Daylights and License to Kill first, and then we went back and watched everything else after that. Yeah, maybe we can rewatch the Dalton duology sometime soon, but maybe not for a while. But yeah, I do agree, high Q branch for Living Daylights. And now we get to License to Kill. I'm just going to say it's the best of all of them. It's 007 tier. Highest 007 tier.
I agree, it is 007 tier. Like even now and even back then when I first watched it, I was like, it's kind of a badass movie. Like it's
what other Bond film can you say is a revenge story where he goes against MI6 and goes off to avenge the death of his friend, runs into a character's what is it, like son or something from Dr. No, whatever it was, or was that a different one? I don't remember. Whatever. And then and then like this is one of the darker Bond films.
Yeah. Like, and then he throws Benicio del Toro into a grinder.
Yeah, and what other Bond film can you say has a shotgun-wielding, tomboyish character who, like, teams up with Bond to essentially, like, go after this drug-smuggling motherfucker? And burns him alive at the end after a truck chase.
Yeah. Like, not only that, it's also one of the rare Bond movies where both Bond girls survive the end of the movie.
And he chooses the better of the two, in my opinion, which is great.
The better one.
All right, yeah, absolutely peak shit right here.
Yeah, peak Bond. It's a shame that he never got to do another one. But...
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I wish Dalton had a third one, but yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. And now, after that, of course, the one that everyone remembers is GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Let's go into your thoughts first, because I'm not. Yeah, you go first.
Like, even though people consider this like the most like iconic of the Brosnan era, which is understandable because we had the great video game, and then there's a lot of like cool stuff in this one that kind of bleeds into other movies from here on out. I personally think it's just very good, but not like amazing. I like. There's a lot of stuff I like about it. I do like how fast paced it is. I do like the tank chase, and you got Sean Bean as the villain, and things like that. But there's some I don't like. It's hard to really pinpoint what sort of holds it back from being like a 007 like tier movie, but I would put it in Q Branch.
Yeah, it's a high Q Branch above Living Daylights for me. It is as good as people say, but I don't know. Maybe there's a little something about it that I'm not as fond of as most other people. And I heard throughout my rankings thing like, oh, Brosnan's not as good of a Bond. Like, I disagree. I think he's a pretty good Bond.
Yeah, I think he's a fine Bond.
Yeah, I think maybe just the writing maybe let him down a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, and then we go on to Tomorrow Never Dies. I'll say it right now. It goes right behind License to Kill. It's my second favorite Bond film.
Yeah, like it is like as much as people don't really talk about this one, it is shockingly like to me the best of the Brosnan era.
The Bond girl of this is you remember how we said that what was it? Spy Who Loved Me, Triple X, an agent from a different thing. Well, this is basically that perfected.
Yeah, like it's like I think the fun thing about both License to Kill and Tomorrow Never Dies is that they both have a badass Bond girl that makes it to the end and also is able to stand side by side with Bond to kick the villain's ass.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, 100%.
And so I think this one I think this one is definitely like it is very fun. It's like it has a fun like villain. Like if you like how the big plot of it is like manipulating the media and all that stuff. And I do love how the villain goes out in this one where he gets like curled to death by that giant girl thing. It's like there's so much about it. Like the stunts are really good. It's like I remember like watching it like the first time being like, oh man, this is amazing. Why do people not like this one? It's like, and even watching it with you, I was like, yeah, this is amazing. I was right about it. Like it hasn't gotten worse with age. It's only gotten just as good.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one. Definitely a great one, actually.
All right. Next is The World Is Not Enough. This is the one, as you've been noticing, there have been little one thing after another about each of the Brosnan ones is that they're a little unique in one way or another. Where GoldenEye had a former 00 agent as the villain. Tomorrow Never Dies had, well, the second attempt of an ally being a different agent from a different organization, and now this one, the Bond girl is the villain of our story.
Mm-hmm.
And while I did claim that this was number 6 earlier, I don't agree as much. I think it goes right below Majesty's Secret Service and above Goldfinger, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like, I personally am not a big fan of the movie. Like, but no, you're free to.
No, I know. I'm trying to remember other things about it aside from that, and yeah, I think it goes low Q branch then. Like, yeah, I don't know why I said 6. Maybe it's because I didn't really remember any of the other fucking films. But yeah, the one moment that I will, the entire section of Bond in the evil, like basically like strapped down in the chair and everything, and the whoever she is monologuing to him about everything, and then he gets free and he chases her up a staircase, and M also manages to escape. Yeah, and then after that, they have a confrontation right next to a bed, and she has a walkie-talkie, and she can signal to like Bond sincerely like pleads with her to reconsider and have everyone stand down, and then when she refuses, he fucking shoots her right in front of M.
Yeah.
And like that, if you'd say that Brosnan is a bad Bond and you've seen this scene, what are you thinking? Like, this is Brosnan's best fucking moment as Bond, period.
Yeah, it is like you said, I'm with you saying that anyone who says that Brosnan's like the worst Bond movie, the worst Bond is like pretty crazy, or even lower tier Bond is pretty crazy. He is really good.
Yeah. He just doesn't have enough moments like this to really channel his inner Dalton, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we get to Die Another Day. I'm gonna leave it to you for first because oh god.
Yeah, I mean we didn't really get to watch the whole thing for reasons, but it's fine.
Yeah, and even the snippets out of context that we saw were like, yeah, this is not very good.
Yeah, like it is. I mean, it's. I get that it's meant to be like an anniversary movie. It's meant to be like, we're gonna showcase all the cool stuff about Bond in the past and cram it all into one movie. And it definitely is a very memorable movie. Like, it has a lot of stuff where if you did say, like, you put a gun away and say, remember something about that another day, like, I could tell you. But it's also a very tonally inconsistent movie because of its status as an anniversary film. Like, it wants to be it has a very serious aspects to it. We have Bond being tortured in a Korean camp, and all being a little bit jaded and all that stuff. But then we throw him into a really goofy Bond adventure where it's practically diamonds are forever, but in Antarctica, and then you have James being a wisecracking spy, kind of like the not great version of Michelle Yeoh's character from Tomorrow Never Dies, and just a really silly villain, and he has henchman with the diamonds in his face and all that stuff, and also the movie was made in conjunction with the Triple X movie, so they're trying to compete with it, trying to be cool and hip with the audiences, say we're cool, this is nice. It's kind of a Frankenstein's monster of a Bond movie, but it's fun because of that, but also not great because of that. And so I would probably put it in low Aston Martin. Not quite Shaken, Not Scared, but low Aston Martin.
It's the worst Bond film I've ever seen. It,
Yeah, and
it like okay. Let me try to articulate why. The Bond girl is one of the few things I like about it, as well as the torture opening credits.
mm.
And like everything in like the first 10 to 15 minutes was absolutely solid, like doing Bond and everything like that. But it's bad when even now the only way I can remember this film is through a fucking recap video. Like the guy has a fucking like electric suit thing that he wears and like shocks people, and I'm like, I would never have fucking understood that. And this guy changes from what is it, Slavic to British, just to get close to Bond.
Korean.
Yeah, Korean to British, just to get close to Bond and
Uh-huh.
cause all this shit to happen. And I'm like, I am fucking speechless at that point. And what's even worse is that like there's a scene towards the end of the film where Moneypenny is wearing the VR glasses and like she and Bond are going at it and everything, and it's all fucking simulation. And I was legitimately pissed off when I saw that.
And I mean, like who programs that into it? Like, who's smart enough to program a Bond like love simulator into your VR glasses?
No, it was like it shows you whatever you want to see.
Oh, okay.
I was more pissed off at the fact that I would have loved to finally see Bond and Moneypenny like just going at it at some point, but they never fucking do.
No, it's always too much teasing.
Yeah, and then that alone brings it to License to Kill tier, and I just like everything else, the bad CG, the unmemorable villains, the unmemorable plans, and just all that, like, just makes it the worst one in my opinion. And funny enough, we're about to pivot so fucking hard your neck will snap. Because we're getting to Casino Royale, and that is my third favorite Bond film, and the third and final of the 00 trilogy, in my opinion.
It is definitely the shot in the arm the Bond franchise has needed. It is funny being around during the time where people were like actively like hating on the casting for Bond. Like it's back in the early internet days, or like the not early, but still, but like somewhat
the YouTube days.
The YouTube days, like before Twitter, before Facebook, and all that stuff. I was like, and it was like everyone was like livid, like this is gonna be the worst Bond movie ever. They casted a blonde guy as Bond. This is stupid. And then the movie comes out, and everyone's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. This is pretty sick. And like there are aspects to it where you could tell that they made it during the Jason Bourne era, where they're trying to be gritty, not a lot of gadgets. But I think it works. It works in that aspect. It also works as very much a prequel Bond movie, where like, oh, this is Bond in his early days, so he doesn't need the gadgets. He just needs his wits and his mitts. It's like and I think for a movie that is fairly close to 2.5 hours, it's like 2 hours and 20 something minutes. It moves very fast. It has a really, really excellent first hour, where it's like the plot doesn't even start until an hour into the movie, but like the hour is such an adrenaline rush that when you get to the next portion of the movie where it's like casino stuff and him gambling and all stuff, you're in for the ride. And I love that. I love like that you have Vesper Lynn who kind of forms his like attachments or detachments from people around him from that point on. Like, and Daniel Craig does a really solid job and has a really good ending. Like, and so it's ultimately like, yeah, it is double 7 tier.
Yeah. Like, Le Chiffre is a very memorable villain. And there's a reason why for the Hitman crossover they used him and a casino setting in the France level. There's a reason why they did all that, and it's because this is one of the best Bond films ever made. And yeah, And if the rest of the era was like this, then it would have easily topped Dalton. But unfortunately, we get to the next film in the series tomorrow, Quantum of Solace, and that is a big fucking disappointment. Which goes in.
I was about to say, if you're putting it in Q-rated, it's not that big of a disappointment.
Disappointment that I need to. It goes somewhere in here. I'll figure it out while you talk about the film.
Okay, it is a very rough movie. I do like that it's a movie that takes place immediately after Casino Royale, and that's one of the few unique things about it. It's like, but he's like watching it, even without knowing like that the movie had a very tumultuous production. Even without knowing that, you could tell something happened behind the scenes where it turned out the way that it did. Because it's also a very rushed Bond movie. Like for a movie that comes after like the epic length Casino Royale, this one's like it's also one of the very few like Bond movies that like without credits come under like 100 minutes, which is interesting.
If only more films did that, but whatever.
Yeah, but even but because of, you could tell there's missing aspects to it, which I'm just like this is not as well developed as I wanted it to be. Like it's edited weird, like where it has like very strange flourishes where I'm just like, I don't know, did you really have to do that? Like it's also very choppy. It's like some of the action isn't as decipherable as I wanted it to be. I do think the Bond girl is pretty good. It's like where she's also someone who's like looking for revenge, and so she almost serves as a really good mirror of Craig Bond mindset at the time, and through helping her, he sort of like finds himself like in that where when he finally comes face to face with one of the people responsible for Vesper Lynd's situation, like he decides to let them live and tries to be less of a gung ho maverick and more like the agent that he's supposed to be. So there's aspects to Quantum of Solace that are really solid and it has a really solid foundation. But I think it being so rough around the edges, I can't like give it anything higher than Aston Martin. Aston Martin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to remember because I don't quite remember.
That's also the one where the villain wanted to use water as like a resource.
Oh yeah, the deserty thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people say, I think, but it is definitely not as good for sure.
Yeah.
All right. And then we get on to my actual 6th overall, Skyfall.
Yeah, like I think this one is a anniversary film done right. If Die Another Day was an anniversary film done wrong, Skyfall is an anniversary film done right. Because it does do a better job at incorporating all the cool Bond elements into one movie, while also still being its own movie rather than being member Barry's Bond.
This is the closest we ever get to Bond and Moneypenny being in the field working together during the opening sequence, and like I wish we got more of that.
Yeah, like it's like well, I still hold firm that I do believe that like this era should have had like a Moneypenny Bond pairing. Like what we got in this movie is really good. And they have some of the best chemistry I've seen from Bond in general. It's like, and it is a shame that they do kind of push her to the side in favor of another one that comes up later. But it's still like I think the villain's super fun. Like again, much like Casino Royale has a really solid like pacing to it. I mean, there are a couple of things that like I don't jive with, but that's why I don't hesitate to put it in like 007 ranking. But
yeah, this was. Yeah, the villain was a spurned agent and seeks revenge mostly not from 007 himself, but from M specifically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because Bond was the successor to this guy, and so this guy uses information and everything to his advantage, and so what they have to do is they have to go out to the countryside where there's no real electronic conveniences and everything's like very low tech, and they literally make a fucking Home Alone trap style thing, except more deadly, obviously. And like I really liked that sequence, and I really liked everything leading up to the final parts where the Judi Dench M dies, and we get a new M afterwards. And it's like I really liked everything about that. It was very solid and everything. And then we get to Spectre, and everything just falls apart.
Like this is another like Quantum of Solace situation. It's kind of funny how like the Craig era is a lot of highs and lows, and and like Spectre, like I enjoy Spectre, but it's also a very frustrating Bond movie because like you could see a really great one in here, but there's always something about it that holds it back. Like it's very, I don't know. There's a parts about that, like despite the fact that the people who made Skyfall also made this movie, it's kind of shocking, like the kind of the dip in quality from that. It's like there wasn't anything holding it back. There wasn't like a writer's strike. There wasn't like an actor's strike. There wasn't anything like that. They had all the tools that they needed, and yet they came up with a movie that sounded good on paper, has a really good foundation for something, but it's also very dull in places. It's like whereas it's very like not exciting. It's very slow, it just feels like sometimes I feel like their hearts wasn't in it, despite the fact that they had really interesting material to go with. Especially giving Bond a more definitive love interest and going from there, and you have like their version of Blofeld, and they try to tie everything together with Spectre and all the other Craig movies, which I think it's interesting, but isn't tied together very well.
To be clear about this, a writer's strike would not have excused how shit this was put together.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it would have been like, no matter what era it came out of, the fact that it came out the way that it did, like, is still like, what happened here? So like, even though you would put it in Chicken Not Scared, I would put it in like Aston Martin, but not very high in Aston Martin.
Yeah, the thing is that like I don't there's nothing like technically wrong in terms of like visuals and everything like that, but just like how they didn't they were trying to tie Spectre back into all the other villains of the Craig era, and I can't fucking get on with it. I can't. I'm shaken, not stirred, if you will, but like I cannot accept the fact that they clearly did not plan this ahead of time. No, of course they did not. And like this is my version of what happened with Star Wars 8 and 9.
Okay.
They did not plan ahead for it, and therefore I just cannot get over the fact that it was very poorly done. Like this is my The Emperor suddenly came back or whatever.
Somehow Blofeld is returned.
Yeah. Somehow Blofeld is Bond's stepbrother.
Yeah.
And like, it just, and this is coming from a guy who's never seen the original 6 Star Wars films.
Yeah. You should. That should be corrected at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. But yeah, I can't deal with it. Just the writing, and yeah, I do agree that like they them trying again with a Majesty's Secret Service style permanent love interest and everything. That's good, but I wish it was not here. I really wish it was not here.
Mm.
And then we get to the final one as of right now, No Time to Die. I will put it. Let's see. I'm trying to figure what the exact middle of this is because it is. No. It goes. No, it's not that bad. I'll put it at the top of Aston Martin tier. I'm trying to remember what Quantum of Solace was about anyway. Oh, you're right, the desert thing, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to actually lower Quantum of Solace a few spaces. Yeah, there. Yeah, No Time to Die is essentially right in the middle. Or close to it. But yeah, because, this one, like Casino Royale to Quantum of Solace, is a direct sequel to Spectre. And it is definitely a better... it is a... it's a better one film to another transition, because this one, it's not bad, it's just, considering where they came from with Spectre, there was a lot that there was a lot going against this film. Building off of what Spectre had before it, the fact that this was delayed by a long time. Because Spectre was 2015 and this was 2021, so 6 years later.
Yeah, and had to go through a bunch of writers, had to go through a bunch of directors, and then had to go through the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, and the good news with this one is, at the very least, I can definitively say that the international version has my favorite gun barrel sequence of all Bond films. Yeah, that is the one thing I will give it above every other film in this. But aside from that, just I don't know. What do you think?
Controversial thoughts about it?
Well, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I would put it in 007 rating.
Really?
I mean, you're free to keep it where it is. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought I rated it a little higher than I would have thought, but yeah, go ahead.
When I first saw it, I mainly just had the Craig movies on the line when I first saw it. And I really liked it the first time I saw it, and I continued liking it whenever I watched it. But after watching all of the Bond movies with you, and then watching this one, I realized this feels it feels like an anniversary movie that's not an anniversary movie. But it also feels to me, and this is kind of a hot take. This feels like one of the quintessential Bond movies. It takes all the eras of Bond and crams it into one movie, while also making its own film out of it. But it has some of the grittiness of Connery. It has the tragedy of Lazenby. It has the dark edge of Dalton. It has some of the goofiness of Moore without going overly goofy, and it has the confidence of Brosnan. It all comes together, and into a film. I feel like works very well for me. And then coming off of Spectre, that's a high bar. That's coming off of Spectre. That's kind of an impossible task, because you take a movie as flawed and as mediocre as Spectre is, and try to make okay, well, now let's make a good movie out of this. It's I think it does a really good job balancing all these different Bond things together, and I think they do a better job with Madeline here than they did with Spectre, and I think it comes together really well. While I do personally not jive with how the film ends, because this is the only movie where Bond dies at the end of it. It's I think it's on its own, without 20 something movies ahead of it. If you're just going by just the Craig movies, it is a fine way to end that era of the movie where he goes out like a hero. It's and so that's really, that's my only real thing that's making me think like it's like, oh, it's the best Bond movie ever, is how it ends, but also is I also do think it still stands tall with films like License to Kill, Turn On Never Dies, and Casino Royale. So like those are my four 007 tier movies. Like is pretty much like these films, yeah.
I think for me, the main thing holding it back is because it's a sequel specifically to Spectre. If it wasn't, I would like it more. But I am willing to put it up a tier to the bottom of Q Branch for this, because like I agree with you in a lot of ways that it is essentially an anniversary movie without being an anniversary movie in a lot of different ways. Like, and it does the whole. Bond having an actual permanent love interest for the whole thing, and then just like the ending. Like, I actually kind of disagree. I actually really like the ending.
Yeah, I totally. Yeah. Like I said, I like the ending, but there's also stuff I'm like, I don't know, but I do come around to it every time I think about it. I do come around to it.
Yeah.
I'm not like some Bond fans who are like, oh, this is the worst ending ever. I hate this movie. It's like I don't agree with those people at all.
And
I'm firmly camp for this is good.
Yeah, and I like. Yeah, and like, from everything from when Bond realizes after, like, before he kills the dude, that he got infected with the kill virus and everything, and it was specifically a kill virus to kill anyone related to her. And he just straight up like shoots the guy because he's pissed, and then he's trying to think of things to do, and then realizes that the hatch doors are closing, and so what he does is, while climbing the whole facility while he's injured, just like talks to Q, gets in contact with her, and then just like has like one of the best fucking moments, I think, in Craig's era as a whole. Essentially his dying breaths, where he goes out saving the entire world from a death virus and also sacrificing himself, and everything from the part after that at MI6 where they're drinking to him, to Madeline telling the story of 007. Fucking phenomenal in that regard.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I don't agree with anyone who claims it's the worst Bond movie, or even like anything close to bad. Like I agree with maybe people who think like it's like maybe flawed, but I don't agree with like straight up bad.
Give me one. I'll be right.
Especially those crazy online internet grifters that try to make it worse than it is.
Oh! Tell them about the who they get to be the new 007.
Who did they get? Did they announce somebody?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
you're talking about this one. This
yeah.
one. Oh yeah, where they have a black 007, black female 007, which I was never like a problem with, because like the movie mentions, 007 is just a number. It's not like it belongs to Bond. It's not like she came out and says, "I'm James Bond." It's like, that would be weird. But yeah, like when they announced that, I think the actress was Lashana Lynch. She was in Captain Marvel, and like she's a good actress. And she was solid in this movie. But I remember like back when she was first announced, and I think they're marketing her wrong, because they're like, oh, she's gonna show up Bond and stuff like that. It's like, well, that wasn't the case. Like they were kind of like rivals. Like they're kind of like rivals, but then in the end they still respected each other, and then they teamed up for the end of the movie. Like it's a good arc. It's definitely well written. But the stupid like internet grifters that we all like know about, like Cocoa Drinker or Heels versus Babyface. They made it a bigger deal than it really needed to be.
Yeah, the fact that I don't recognize any of those names says a lot.
Yeah, it's like, but you don't really need to know them. Like I was into them like a little bit but when they started getting like a little too out of control, that's when I was like, okay, I'm done with you guys. You guys aren't fun anymore.
Yeah.
But this is one of the moments where I'm like, okay, you guys are just being mean and racist. and so yeah, I think the hate for her was definitely overblown. I think within the movie, it really is a solidly put together story arc.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't argue against it. Like, it is definitely a well done. Like, yeah, like I don't know. It's I'm definitely like it more than I remember I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the whole anything and everything. And honestly, I think they should pull another Craig and just reboot the whole thing again.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where they're going with it. It is really funny, like hearing reports about like some like writers being frustrated and like in the way this movie ends. Like, well, how do we continue from this one? It's like, well, you don't. You just reboot it. It's like that's why you call it a reboot. I don't understand why Bond dying in this one like affects like the next one because you're just rebooting the franchise.
I think honestly, I think like if the whole arc was better connected and everything like that, it could have been one of Bond's best eras. But because it wasn't, and Spectre was so haphazardly shit as it was, again, if they tried this again and actually made it all interconnected this time around, then it could be one of Bond's best eras ever.
Yeah, like if Quantum and Spectre were on the level of Casino, Skyfall, and No Time to Die, like it would have been like the best Bond era. Like, but it is still like a really good era because 3 out of 5 ain't bad.
Yeah. All right. And speaking of eras, now would be the time that we go over our Bond lists, Bond actors. All right, and switching to that one right now. Okay. We have 6 actors to go through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we will start like we did earlier with Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Connery, like even though his movies weren't the best, and but he's still like a very recognizable Bond. He's kind of like one of the first people you think of when you think of James Bond. I would personally, and I think he plays the role really, really well. Even when the writing gets a little bit sillier, I would personally put him in A ranking just because like he's very much a charismatic Bond, even if his movie's not the best.
Yeah, I think he is gold standard, but maybe shouldn't be too slap happy.
Yeah. Very much like to slap the people around, slap the ladies around.
Yeah, yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, I just don't appreciate that. That's all.
You're lying to me.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that for me, Lazenby is better than Connery.
Yeah, no, like for someone in his first movie, like he does a really great job. I wish he did more, but like he was really good.
Lazenby, I believe, is how Roger Moore should have been.
Yeah.
It's basically a mix of what Connery and Moore do, except, yeah. I just like I don't know. There's not much else to say. He's just really solid pick, and I wish he was in more movies.
Yeah.
Then we get to Roger Moore, C tier, worst Bond.
Yeah, like he's too quippy, too corny, too cheesy,
too old.
Too old. Yeah, like eventually too old. Like he like looks the part, but I don't know if it was like a writing thing or his personal acting style. Like it just wasn't jiving.
Yeah. And I will say, like, it didn't help that he probably got some of the worst material of the series. Yeah. All right, and then Dalton, as I think we both agree, is S tier.
Yeah, definitely S tier Bond movie or best tier Bond actor.
For some S tier on films.
Yeah, for S tier Bond movies, and he's like the way he looks and the way he's portrayed. That's kind of like the version of Bond I think of when I think of James Bond. I think my mind goes to Dalton more than anybody else.
Yeah, it helps that he not only read every single Ian Fleming book prior to being in The Living Daylights, but it is said that he is the most accurate to book Bond of them all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like if this is how it is, I might just get to reading the novel sometime.
Yeah. And then when First Light comes out, you'll just imagine him growing up into Timothy Dalton.
I'd like to hope so, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then we get to Brosnan, solid A tier choice. He is a very good Bond.
Yeah, he's another person where like if you look at Pierce Brosnan, you're like, oh yeah, there's James Bond. He is like even if some of the writing isn't great, he is also a very good Bond actor.
The thing is that unlike Moore, he can elevate what he's given, and he looks good while doing it.
Yeah, he can elevate some of the quippier dialogue, and it works.
Yeah. And then for Craig, I think he's tied with Brosnan in this case.
Yeah.
Not like Brosnan's above. I think they're both solid A tiers. No Time to Die, like the final speech that he gave was, like, I think more than enough to have them both be evenly matched.
Yeah. But it also works that he's great outside of Bond as well. I think Daniel Craig's definitely a really great actor, and I think he does a really good job here. It's he has so many times like making each Bond movie is a very tiring experience for him. So most of the time you don't feel it on the screen. You think like, oh, he's doing really good. He's into this. So I think he is a very solid Bond.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and with that, we have finished our rankings and everything. So, after a long 23 film marathon like that, we're not doing this for a while.
Yeah, it'll be a while before we do another 20 something movies. Let's do Godzilla movies next.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God, Zilla.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, well that's it.
That would be fun, but it also would be very daunting as well.
Yeah, we have some previous reservations with pony songs. We'll get to that later. But anyway, we'll take some time off of that. But yeah, after that kind of exhaustion, this is Blah 6.
And this is EquesTron.
And we are over and out.
Over and out.